Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you? Say hi to the fish for me, say hi to the dog for me, say hi to whoever's awesome in your life for me. And go ahead and hit that beautiful red scrumptious button down there. I will be really greatly appreciated, and it makes me smile internally, externally, everything. You may have noticed how similar this video topic is in comparison to the last video that I did talking about a very similar thing. I'm here with templates, tips, examples, whatever advice that can help you create the most perfect, the best, the betterest, the most amazing personalized schedule that you could possibly have as a creative. So let's get into it and let's figure out how to be more productive, because that's what we're doing right now. You may think, since I'm writing an entire blog about this basically, that I am an expert on what I'm gonna tell you and all that, but I'm really not. Take this as a viewer discretion advised. I have planners, I have schedules, and plans that sometimes I don't follow, sometimes I have to cancel it all together, depending on what time is looking like for me. So I'm sure that most of the collective can relate to that. We may not be able to get to everything, and that is not what this video is for. It's not to make people feel bad about not being the capitalist most productive version of yourself. It's not what I'm here for. So this scheduling stuff should be taken seriously, but it should definitely be like the opposite of high stakes. Like, it's not high stakes. When things don't happen the way you expect it to, that's absolutely fine. They happen the way that they were supposed to. With that being said, let's get into this video topic. I am excited to finally, hopefully, wrap this up. To start, I love planners. Planners are exactly the thing that kept me going in college, and keeping me going now with beyond college and plus college too. So yeah, I like to use it to recap my day instead of using it as a way to plan out my day. So I go in there and I put all the stuff that I did get done after the day or the week is finished, and I've been using it that way as opposed to the way that I was using it, which is the traditional way of putting everything that I want to get done in there and then setting these really high standards. But I'm going to get into all the different ways that I keep myself accountable, getting things done. And I know it may sound like kind of counterproductive, like how are you getting much done using your planner as a recap instead of as a planner, But I'm gonna get into all of that. I'm gonna tell you my secrets, right? I just got a new one recently. It's a brown cutie. She is a daily planner, a weekly planner, a monthly planner, and so I'm able to get down to that very nitty-gritty detail that I like being able to do. But now that, let's say that you're following along and you're like trying to get Lovely's creative scheduling, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you did. Now, there are times when we will forget to utilize the things that we buy, and that is okay. We're not shaming here, we're just acknowledging. But some things that can help you stay with it is being sure to have it be, one, aesthetically pleasing. Have it be a planner or a journal that you like returning to. Decorate it the way that you like it. Have a color that you like it to be, and all those kind of things. Make it something that you know that you could return back to. Be sure to not only include important due dates and events, but also include things like trips you took, restaurants you went to, movies you saw, friends you hung out with, family gatherings, dates, and things like that. Be sure to include those things that are simply for human pleasure as well. And the third one being, to utilize it more, is keeping it on you like you would anything else of importance. Like the modern human keeps their phones on them, like, and it's crazy because I don't have my planner with me, but I do have a planner with me, it's just on my phone. Be sure to include goals in there as well, so that you can have a reason to keep reopening and keeping yourself on track with whatever you want to, you know, accomplish in that given month. If you've tried the planner life and got absolutely nothing from it, I understand. I've been there before. Planner life was not always like, when I first got in college, I didn't really know how to use them. Barely used it, didn't really care to. So if you have tried the planner life and you don't like it, try what I said. Try using your planner as a way to recap your day instead of as a way to plan out your day. Because then you're able to sit back and actually reflect on the things that you did get done and feel proud of your accomplishments. So next thing you could do is you can gather a list of things that you got to get done, all of the important, whatever, all of the mundane, all of the little things that you want to just do for you. Gather a list of that and voice record yourself talking about the list and what those things on your list requires you to do. So after finding out that my Saturn is in Gemini, meaning that I work better when things are talked about, when I'm using intellect to a degree, when I'm using my wit, that helps me to be more disciplined. All the things that Saturn is all about. The only thing I would change is that I wouldn't voice record it. I would just write it down, because I obviously prefer writing if I'm sitting here going on rants about planners and stuff like that. So I prefer to write. But some people are good with understanding auditory instruction, especially seeing as when you voice record it, you're able to play it back. I recently got this app on my phone because I fell victim to advertising that discusses what to-do list. They got a scheduler in there, a little planner. You can put your grocery list in there. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, but I'm gonna put the name up because I'm not gonna say it because this video isn't sponsored, but I'm gonna honestly rate that app a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's pretty fire, and it's pretty great. They say it's for people with ADHD brain, but I feel like as long as you got a brain, you can use it, because it kind of it's a one-stop shop for everything that you may need. But I gave you a glimpse into how I use my creative schedule and stuff like that. We can follow a made-up character named Dallas. Definitely pause to zoom in. The bottom boxes are how much time Dallas had to dedicate to her job, to other things in her life like the dinner dates, babysitting, her second job, and how much she had to give to her art. So if you like seeing how this is broken down, you could possibly do something similar for yourself. I broke it down by how many hours are in a week and seeing how much time she will be able to successfully dedicate to everything, all of her responsibilities and her creative side as well. Personalize this because this is a fake character and our life doesn't line up this easily. We can see how we can put this into an amazing working schedule with somebody who has a job, who has other responsibilities, and see that they still can give solid time to creating, despite sleeping and self-care and all those other, little human things that we got to get done. This is going to look different for everybody, obviously, because not everybody's responsibilities look the same. People's to-do lists sometimes is so extensive, so you may not have as much time to dedicate to whatever, and that's not a fault of yours. It's just the way that sometimes life just makes us a little bit more busy, and sometimes we have our off seasons, sometimes we have our on seasons. And I am an avid believer and doer of, if I have some free time, I'm going to use that time to create. This may not always be feasible depending on my situation, but I definitely try to make a habit of not declining myself of that creative urge that I get. The thing I gotta say that really round off this video is make stuff, draw things, decorate anything. Like, put your flair into any and all that you got. Put your all into anything that you create that satisfies that burning passion to create. One more spoiler before I conclude the video. There are no best or perfect schedules or plans. When you have an itch to create, plan time to do so, if anything. You know, throughout my life, I've watched people with amazing skills leave them dormant because of the way that their life has swung them. I'm gonna re-record this because I didn't like what I said, but sometimes life calls you to be and do better or greater things, like be a parent or go to school or travel the world or take care of your, I don't know, elder person in your life. Whatever life calls you to do that takes you away from that creativeness, it doesn't make you any less of a creative. It just means that you gotta figure out how to sculpt that time out in even less time, which is hard, but if you want to, I believe you can. I believe in you. I think that if we have time to spend on our vices, if we have time to do our mundane activities that aren't productive, or we just need to spend that extra 30 minutes in bed, we can definitely redirect that energy to a plan of action to create any kind of art or be creative in general. So yeah, definitely don't give up on being creative. I feel like the message of the video definitely changed, but it's still overall the same. Your schedule and making time to create, just do it when you can. If you got a little piece of paper, if you got your phone with you, record yourself singing, watch a video on your favorite thing, so on and so forth. Just do what you got to do to keep it, to keep that creative spirit going. But I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching.